Welcome, family, YouTube family, chosen ones, disciples. Salute. I'm gonna just start reading. I'm in the Apocrypha slash or lost books. I'm at the Testament of Judah. I just want to do Judah. I haven't did any DNA testing, but I really feel that's the bloodline I come from. Also, that's the same bloodline as King Jesus, King David, and a few more people, right? But let's just I'm gonna just read here, right? We're gonna skip to chapter 2, right? The Testament of Judah. We're gonna skip to chapter 2. And I ain't even gonna read the whole thing. We're gonna skip to chapter 2. Let's just start off verse 17, right? And I knew that the race of the Canaanites was wicked, but the impulse of youth blinded my mind. I knew the race, he knew a group of people was evil and wicked, and what he's saying is his youth, being young. You know how he is when we're young, right? Oh shoot, we gonna read the whole thing of this one. Sheesh, it's a lot going on. Let's start this thing over. Chapter 2, the Testament of Judah. This is chapter 2, starting from verse 1. Judah describes some archaeological findings. A city with walls of iron and gates of brass. He has an encounter with an adventuress. In 18 years, my father abode in peace with his brother Esau and his, you know what? After he came to Mesopotamia from Laban. No, we're going to just start from, all right. The Testament of Judah, chapter 2. And we're going to start off with verse 2. And when 18 years were fulfilled, in the 40th year of my life, this is Judah we're talking about, Esau, we know who Esau is. Y'all done heard this a million times. The brother of my father came upon us with a mighty and strong people. Verse 3. And Jacob smote Esau with an arrow, and he was taken up wounded on Mount Seir. And as he went, he died at Anonorum. Anonorum. And we pursued after the sons of Esau. So they saying, yo, we finna knock them all off. That's what, dang, boy. They was ruthless back then. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It was going down. Verse 5. Now they had a city with walls of iron and gates of brass, and we could not enter into it. And we encamped around and besieged it. And when they opened not to us in 20 days, I set up a ladder in the sight of all, and with my shield upon my head, I went up, sustaining the assault of stones, upwards of 3 talents of weight, and I slew 4 of their mighty men. Dang, Judah said he ain't waiting. I've been out here for 20 days camped out here, man. Bruh said, I'm finna put up a ladder. I'm finna put a shield on top of my head and just start climbing. Hopefully I make it. That's crazy. Verse 7. And Reuben and Gad, which is also part of the 12 tribes, right? Slew 6 others. Dang. Verse 8. Then they asked from us terms of peace. And having taken counsel with our father, we received them as tributaries. Tributaries. Tributes. Hmm. And they gave us 500 cores of wheat, 500 baths of oil, 500 measures of wine until the famine when we went down into Egypt. Egypt. And after these things, my son took to wife Tamar from Mesopotamia, a daughter of Aram. Now was wicked, and he was in need concerning Tamara, because she was not of the land of Canaan. And on the third night, an angel of the Lord smote him, and he had not known her, according to the evil craftiness of his mother, for he did not wish to have children by her. In the days of the wedding feast, I gave Onan to her in marriage, and he also in wickedness knew her not, though he spent with her a year. And when I threatened him, he went into her, but he spilled the seed on the ground according to the command of his mother, and he also died through wickedness. And I wished to give Shelah also to her, but his mother did not permit it, for she wrought evil against Tamar, because she was not the daughters of Canaan, as she also herself was. Right? These are different groups of people, different races. And I knew that the race of the Canaanites was wicked, but the impulse of youth blinded my mind. This is Judah saying this. Verse 18. And when I saw her pouring out wine, owing to the intoxication of wine, I was deceived and took her, although my father had not even counseled it. And while I was away, she went and took for Shelah a wife from Canaan. And when I knew what she had done, I cursed her in the anguish of my soul. And she also died through her wickedness together with her sons. And after these things, while Tamar was a widow, she heard after 2 years that I was going up to shear my sheep, and adorned herself in a bridal array, and sat in the city of Enam by the gate. For it was a law of the Amorites that she who was about to marry should sit in fornication 7 days by the gate. Verse 24. Therefore, being drunk with wine, I did not recognize her, and her beauty deceived me through the fashion of her adorning. We just gonna stop right there. Now, that was a lot. That was a lot, and it's a lot more to go over. But let's key in on this, her waiting outside for adorning, right? Well, her waiting outside looking good. Yo, first of all, clearly Judah is a man of God. Clearly this woman Tamar is from some evil Gentile group of people. One thing is, this man was said he was drunk with wine. That's what we gotta watch out for, chosen ones. And that could mean a million things. It could mean actual wine, drink, hard drink, liquor, beer, whatever. Or it could just mean drunk in your mind. You're just, you know, confused, or you got a different way of thinking from some lies that maybe Satan put in your head, or maybe sent one of his minions to tell you and put in your head. That's how he felt. And he said it was his youth. And that could very well be. I know in my youth I was that way. And even to this day, I have many things I still need to improve on. And we looking straight up to God for that. But I wanted to key in on, look at what they went through back then. This is Judah. This is like our granddad, right? Look at what they went through back then. And it's the same today. It's the same today as it was back then. Females are still trying to do that. Honey traps, honeycombs, whatever they call them, getting set up. That's been going on. Whether you a man or woman, it works both ways, right? It's just working in different ways because we're in different positions, but it works both ways, right? He just failed due to youth and being drunk. She been failed. She evil, but she trying to, like Satan, bring everybody down with her, right? You know how many people died trying to marry this girl or being with her? So it's a million lessons in this one. Hot dang it. You got to watch out for these people out here, man. And that's why what we need to do as chosen ones, focus on yourself. And what that means is focus on God. If you focus on the Most High, that is focusing on yourself, because you're going to find something, you're going to find a lot about yourself. Focus on that. Try your hardest to focus on that. Everything else will happen. He will send you your wife or your husband and who you shall have. But being drunk in the mind, soul, spirit, or physically, that ain't going to cut it. You might end up slipping up. Now, we didn't go through and see what happened to bruh, but we know some things happen. And if you want, you can go check it out yourself. The Lost Books, this is the Testament of Judah. But the main thing to get from it is look at all these things that happen. And that's why we got to be sober, especially me. You know, I'm not just saying it's just to, you know, I'm talking to myself as I'm talking to you. And hopefully, as I'm talking and sharing my experiences, I can help someone. So, yes, definitely go check out that book there. Once again, y'all be easy. Shalom, peace. I'll holla.
I might lose my life, yeah, just for thinking twice. The devil on the rise, gotta break the ties. People in the skies, people they deny, and Jesus they despise.